Ladies and gentlemen of the Rocky Mountain Conference, this is your RMC Scoop for this week, and am now introducing Reverend Sue Art. Take it away, Sue.
Hello, friends, and I hope you're having a blessed Holy Week. I remember when I was in your spot as clergy and lay during this window of time, and how hectic and frenetic it was, but it is also a blessed week in the life of the church, so I thank you for all that you do. I'd like to share with you, I was out in Cleveland last week with all the United Church of Christ conference ministers as well as the United Church of Christ Board of Directors. The conference ministers, as we were meeting, got notice that the bishops of the Episcopalian Church here in the U.S. had put out quite a statement to the church, and I'd like to share that today. What is interesting about this, not only the statement itself, but the fact that this is a first bridge between us and the Episcopalians in terms of uniting in a common statement. I think we're going to see more of this in our window of time, and so I'd like to share this particular moment with you and just rejoice in the fact that as Christ Church, we are coming together. We are becoming one as Christ would have us. So here now a word to the church on Holy Week 2016. From the House of Bishops of the Episcopal Church, and co-signed by the Council of Conference Ministers of the United Church of Christ. On Good Friday, the ruling political forces of the day tortured and executed an innocent man. They sacrificed the weak and the blameless to protect their own status and power. On the third day, Jesus was raised from the dead, revealing not only their injustice, but also unmasking the lie that might makes right. In a country still living under the shadow of the lynching tree, we are troubled by the violent forces being released by this season's political rhetoric. Americans are turning against their neighbors, particularly those on the margins of society. They seek to secure their own security and safety at the expense of others. There is legitimate reason to fear where this rhetoric and the actions arising from it might take us. In this moment, we resemble God's children wandering in the wilderness. We, like they, are struggling to find our way. They turned from following God and worshiped a golden calf constructed from their own wealth. The current rhetoric is leading us to construct a modern false idol out of power and privilege. We reject the idolatrous notion that we can ensure the safety of some by sacrificing the hopes of others. No matter where we fall on the political spectrum, we must respect the dignity of every human being, and we must seek the common good above all else. We call for prayer for our country, that a spirit of reconciliation will prevail, and we will not betray our true selves. And God's people responded.
Amen.
Amen. Friends, there were so many wonderful things that came out of that Cleveland experience last week, but this among them the greatest. Please know that your leadership, both at the national level and the national board, as well as the conference ministers across the country, are working their very best to put forth new visions and to help carry us into the future. You'll be hearing more about that later. Here in the Rocky Mountain Conference this week, I want to bring up a couple of things you may want to remember. Spring Youth Retreat and the Women's Retreat are both still accepting registrations, so please get on our website, Rocky Mountain RMCUCC.org, and sign up for those two wonderful events. It'll be a great time for everyone, both of those down at La Forêt. So please remember to do that. We have some new pastors joining us who have actually just in the last couple of weeks joined us. The first one being Dina Armstrong, who is serving our church out in Craig. It's such a blessing to have Dina out there. So blessings on your ministry, Dina, and also up in Laramie, Kenneth Ingram has just joined them up there. So we give thanks for these ministers coming into our presence. There are more on the way. So the Rocky Mountain Conference is continuing to renew itself. I want to wish you all a happy Easter and make a note that I will be down in Pueblo, Christ Congregational Church, celebrating Easter with them. And Tamara will be up in Longmont celebrating Rick King, who concludes his ministry in the Longmont Church this coming Sunday. Blessings abound, friends. Have a wonderful Easter season. We'll see you soon.